Welcome to This Explainer, where we are going to break down the complex, always changing, and let's be honest, absolutely critical world of search engine optimization, or as you know it, SEO.
So let's just start with a question I bet you've asked yourself 1,000 times. How does Google actually work? It feels like magic, right? But behind that simple little search bar is this massive, incredibly complex system that's deciding what you see and, just as importantly, what you don't.
And it turns out that little search bar is a really, really big deal. A staggering 68% of everything we do online starts right there. It's basically the front door to the internet for most of us. And that's exactly why understanding what happens after you hit enter is so important.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to nail down what SEO even is. Then we'll get into its core pillars, meet the experts who shape the field, peek into the future with AI, and wrap it all up with why this stuff really, really matters.
So, first things first, what exactly are we talking about when we say SEO? Let's get a clear definition.
At its heart, SEO is all about making a website more attractive to search engines. The goal is to get more people to find you naturally, without you having to pay for ads. You could say it's the art and science of showing up at the exact moment someone is looking for you.
And why is this such a big deal? Well, because when you get SEO right, it creates this incredible chain reaction. You earn higher rankings, right? That drives more traffic. That traffic builds your brand awareness. And all of that together gives you a massive competitive advantage.
Okay, so how does it all actually work? Well, a really solid SEO strategy is kind of like building a house. It's built on 3 core pillars, and they all have to work together. If one of them is weak, the whole structure can get pretty wobbly.
First up, you have on-page SEO. Think of this as the interior design of your house. It's all about making sure everything inside, the words you use, your headlines, your images, is perfectly organized and super easy for both visitors and search engines to understand. Next is off-page SEO. Now, this is like your house's reputation around town. It's all about building credibility. When other trusted, authoritative websites link to yours, it's like a vote of confidence. It sends this powerful signal to Google that, hey, this place is the real deal.
And finally, you have the foundation of the house itself, technical SEO. This is all the nuts and bolts stuff, site speed, security, making sure it works on a phone. Because honestly, it doesn't matter how beautiful your interior design is if the doors don't open and the lights don't work.
So, who are the people who actually do all this work? Well, the SEO industry is full of these fascinating archetypes, and each one plays a really different role in shaping how we all find information online. You've got the educators, people like Brian Dean from Backlinko. These are the strategists who figure out what works and then create these incredibly detailed guides that basically teach the rest of the industry how to do their jobs better. Then you have the tool builders, like Joost Valk. These folks are the great democratizers. They create software that makes really complex SEO tasks easy enough for millions of people, empowering small business owners who aren't, technical wizards. You also have the watchdogs, the journalists like Barry Schwartz. In an industry where Google is constantly making these secret changes to how things work, these are the people who report on algorithm updates and keep everyone in the loop. They keep the industry honest.
And finally, you have the inspiration. This whole industry is fueled by these powerful stories, like the journey of Mahbub Shah, who went from being a farmer to leading a global SEO agency. It just proves that this stuff can be a truly life-changing force.
Okay, now let's look ahead, because there is a massive shift happening right now. The world of SEO is colliding with artificial intelligence, and it is changing basically everything we thought we knew about search. And you can see this shift just by looking at the headlines from the top industry websites. AI isn't just a side topic anymore, it's the dominant conversation. It's forcing everyone to completely rethink their strategies for this new world of AI-powered answers.
And this has led to a completely new idea, a whole new acronym even, GEO, or Generative Engine Optimization. It's a huge shift in thinking. Instead of trying to be one of the 10 blue links on a page, the new goal is to be the answer inside an AI-generated response.
Even Google is acknowledging this new reality. The way we search is changing. A few years ago, you might have just typed best running shoes. But now an AI query is more like, what are the best cushioned running shoes for a heavy runner with flat feet who is training for a half marathon on pavement? Your content has to be ready to answer that.
So after covering the basics, the key players, and what's coming next for SEO, what's the big takeaway here? What should you remember?
Here's the most important point. SEO is not dead, not even close. It's evolving. And while the tactics are changing like crazy because of AI, that fundamental goal, being found online the exact moment someone needs you, that is more critical than it has ever been.
And the stakes here are just incredibly high. Get this, 3/4 of all people using a search engine never, ever click to the second page. That means being on that first page is what separates you from being pretty much invisible online.
Which leaves us with a final, pretty interesting thought. The classic SEO expert is already changing. So as AI continues to reshape this entire landscape of how we find things, the question isn't if SEO will exist. The real question is, who's going to be the one to master this new, much more complex world of search?